Hello and welcome to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Ellie French alongside Dave Carell. We've got a great show for you guys, so let's get started. Injury totals continue to rise these past 2 weeks in the NFL, and contenders keep taking hits on the depth chart. Today it was announced that shifty Patriots running back Dion Lewis has suffered a torn ACL. It is widely expected that Lewis will miss the remainder of the season. The 8-0 Patriots had been using Lewis as a receiving back up to this point. Ben Roethlisberger is on the injury report again after suffering a mid-foot sprain at this Sunday's game versus Oakland. It was indicated that Big Ben should be out for 2 weeks and would miss only a home game next week versus Cleveland. Pictures have surfaced recently showing proof of defensive end Greg Hardy's assault on his former girlfriend. Hardy was forced to serve a 10-game suspension this season that was reduced to a 4 on appeal for him to be eligible to start this season. The topic of debate has been whether or not Hardy should be kicked out of the NFL indefinitely for his actions.
Over the weekend, the Penn State women's rugby team earned the Big Ten championship honors with their 119-0 beating over Indiana. The team has been embarrassing their opponents, outscoring them 224-0 in the last 2 games. The Penn State women's soccer team also became Big Ten champions with their 2-0 victory over Rutgers on Sunday. Goals were scored by Elizabeth Ball and Emily Ogle. Not all Penn State sports enjoyed success this weekend. Penn State football suffered their 3rd loss this season at Ryan Field against Northwestern. The result was a 23-21 loss at the foot of Jack Mitchell, who kicked a go-ahead field goal with just 9 seconds left. Men's rugby defeated Kutztown 24-15. Our own Steve Connolly was at the game.
I'm here at the West Campus pitch, where the Penn State Nittany Lions are getting set to take on the Kutztown Golden Bears in a battle for the Division 1A Rugby East title. Penn State controlled the first half of play and opened up the scoring in the 16th minute with a try from Jimmy Haley, giving them a 7-0 lead after the conversion. Minutes later, the Nittany Lions were given another opportunity after a foul deep in the attacking third, which awarded them a penalty kick. Jimmy Ronan lined up the kick and struck it through the uprights to give Penn State a 10-0 lead, just 23 minutes gone. In the 29th minute, Penn State increased their lead as Chris Burrian pounded his way through the Kutztown defense for another try. Penn State continued the rout with some nice teamwork, leading to another try late in the second half to give them a 24-point lead. The 24-point halftime deficit was too much for the Golden Bears to make up, with Penn State winning 24-15. Even the win was not enough for Penn State to claim the title. They needed at least 4 tries to get a bonus point in the standings and catch Kutztown. That's all here from West Campus Pitch. For PSN TV, I'm Steve Connolly.
Thank you, Steve.
The Michigan State-Nebraska game took an unexpected turn this Saturday after the Cornhuskers wide receiver Brandon Riley caught a 30-yard touchdown pass with 17 seconds left in the game that allowed the team to walk away with a 39-38 win over the Spartans. The play has been a controversial topic this week in sports due to the fact that Riley had been out of bounds before the catch was made, but it was indicated from film that Riley had in fact been pushed out of bounds by a Michigan State player and was able to reestablish himself in the field of play and be eligible for the catch. This ending handed Michigan State their first loss of the season, and it will be up to the Spartans to see if they can learn from their mistakes made in the game in order to remain relevant for championship consideration. Alabama defeated number 2 LSU this weekend as the Crimson Tide emerged ready to fight against a previously undefeated LSU team. Derrick Henry ran for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns on offense, while on the defensive side of things, Alabama was able to shut down Heisman frontrunner Leonard Fournette, who had only 21 carries for 79 yards.
The legendary career of Kobe Bryant looks like it's coming to an end. Byron Scott, the Lakers head coach, said Kobe has hinted for the first time that this could be his final season. Kobe has stated his decision is based on whether or not he wants to put his body through the stress again and continue to play. James Harden had a slow start to the season, but has been on an absolute tear lately. In his past 2 games, he has averaged 45 points per game, 7.5 assists per game, and 5 rebounds per game, along with being named Western Conference Player of the Week. In the Eastern Conference, Andre Drummond has been a problem for opposing centers. Drummond is averaging 20 points and 20 rebounds per game, and he grabbed 27 boards and put up 29 points in a victory against the Portland Trail Blazers. Now we are going to throw it over to Brandon Pfeiffer and Ryan Birdie with some NFL predictions.
Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm joined by my partner, Ryan Birdie, and we are halfway through the NFL season, but it's never too early for some predictions. So without further ado, Ryan, who do you have for your MVP so far?
Well, at this midpoint in the season, there's a lot of great candidates, but I'm going to go looking at the Carolina Panthers, where Cameron Newton, he's having himself a great season. Now, yes, his completion percentage is down, his quarterback rating is down, and he only boasts a 14 touchdown to 9 interception ratio right now, but this pick is not about the box score. This is because he's led his team to an 8-0 record so far this season, and it's being done with no help on the offensive side. He has a bunch of no-name receivers. Kelvin Benjamin is out for the season, and he has no run game to support him. Cameron Newton, he's making this work with what he's got, and he's really leading this team to victory.
Yeah, Cameron Newton has made a strong case for the MVP, but I have to go with the best player on the best team, and that would be Mr. Tom Brady. 22 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. He makes everyone around him better. He's 8-0. What can I say? He's 38 years old and having the best season of his career so far. But also, Rookie of the Year. We've got a number of candidates here. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with the guy who's really exploded onto the scene this season. That's Todd Gurley. A lot of people were afraid that he might not be able to perform up to his expectations off of that knee injury from Georgia, but he came out. He set the rookie record for most rushing yards in the first 4 starts of his career with 566. He's averaging 5.6 yards per rush, and he has 4 scores on the season. He's all this Rams offense has, and he's really helping that team do a lot. So I have him as my Rookie of the Year.
Definitely so. I think it's a toss-up between him and Amari Cooper, but I'm going to have to go with Mr. Cooper. He has the most receptions and most yards for a rookie wide receiver. He's made Derek Carr's life much more easier. And the Raiders are 4-4. They're a pretty big surprise. They're a dark horse. They're second in the AFC West. And that is my Rookie of the Year. But now, halfway through the year, Super Bowl prediction?
This one's kind of tough because looking at the NFC, there's a few options available. I'm going to go with a team that's having struggles lately, and that's the Green Bay Packers. Now, Rodgers, he hasn't lost back-to-back games since 2010, and that year they won the Super Bowl. I'm expecting them to really get it together, get on the same page, and find a way down this really tough back half of the season. They'll get on the same page, and they'll really make it work, and I feel like they will be there at the Super Bowl. And on the other side, I think it's obviously the Patriots out of the AFC. Tom Brady, we talked a little bit about him. He's having himself one heck of a season. And even though Dion Lewis is gone, that team really is used to not having a run game, so I feel like they'll do fine without him, and they will be there, and I feel like they will end up getting the advantage over the Packers.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that Patriots pick, but I'm going to have to go with the Arizona Cardinals. Barring any injuries, this team is loaded with weapons. Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, Tom Brown. This team is a complete team. And then on defense, Mr. Do-It-All himself, Patrick Peterson, plus Tyrann Mathieu. But I do have the Patriots winning this one. So I'm joined by Ryan, and thank you very much for tuning in to Penn State Sports Night. We will be back very shortly.